welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for joining, and if you've already subscribed, thank you so much. So as you can see, we have Hui back here again. We haven't moved. We're filming part 2 of his experience of being in America, just because we wanted to share the rest of his story. So I think you'll find this part just as interesting as part 1. So if you haven't seen part 1, you can click the card right up here and check that out. So now we're just gonna talk a little bit about your college experience in the US, and then what it was like to find a job, and then what you're doing now. So how's that? Good?
Sure.
Okay.
I can do that.
So how did you find, you said you came for high school, your senior year, so you did your last year of high school.
Right.
And so tell us a little bit about what happened after that. Like, did you go home? What plans did you make for college, and how did that work out? And then just a little bit about some of the things you did in college, like meeting me. Which we already told you how we met, so if you haven't seen that video, a card is linked up here as well.
So after high school, of course, I had to go home because this is a legal thing. You go home and apply for a visa to go back to Farmington University. But Farmington was actually the only school that I applied to for undergrad for some reason. I don't know. I visited a couple other schools.
And that's where you went to high school?
And that's like down the street from where I went to high school, so like very in the same facility. But I really like the environment, atmosphere, the people, the townies, they call them.
Friendly place. Very
friendly place, so I really enjoyed it. So I said, you know what, I knew I was here for the long haul anyway, so it would have mattered more when I what school I got my advanced degree from. I suppose undergrad is like a foundation, right? Some of the basic class, I just think that you can take it about anywhere and get a good a solid foundation if you put the thoughts in, which questionable I did or not. So
what was your major? I
started off as political science major because it's random, right? Because when I came, before even the exchange program, my dad and I talked about my career, and he's sort of like guiding me toward the law field. Which I still think it would have been a very solid choice for me. Had I not gone down this path, but I started off at political science. I took a couple political science courses, and I was like, you know what, this is not something
so boring.
It's not something that I wanted to do. I mean, it would have been a different kind of practice that I would have got into, but at the end of the day, I did not feel like it. So I think at the end of the first year, or at the end of the first semester, I don't know, could have been at the end of my first semester, I did the paperwork and I changed my major to math. But I was still on track to go to law school after. My logic was just that since I was a bit better with math than with political science, at least I would have got a better GPA, and the logical thinking would have helped with going to law school and taking the LSAT and whatnot. So that was the logic at first, but then as I took more and more math courses, and especially I think in my second semester of sophomore year, I took a class with one of the professor, Laurie Corbin, and she
name dropping.
She taught that interest theory is called, which is more like applied math, if you will, in the financial world, and I really enjoyed it. So then I started to look into that career path more and more, and I decided to switch over altogether. That would still have required a master degree at least, so it didn't shorten my education. it would have been still long. So, but I just like that better. So I made the switch. Yeah, I was a math major. I graduated with a math degree actually. So what I did in college.
Yeah, what did we do? We met.
We joined a bunch of clubs at the very beginning as well. So one of the clubs that there were 2 clubs mainly that we were very active involved in throughout our year. One was the footing club, which we actually was in the starting group when they all started.
Yeah. We started the new club with our friends.
Which is very cool, guys. If you're in college,
yeah.
And if you go to college and you have the opportunity to start a club, you can basically just start whatever you like.
Yeah.
And then you get the funding for it. Like they pay you money. What we did was that we had a meeting every week, and then we would ask for a budget from the school, and they would approve it. Like a student governing, like a senate, they call it, and they would approve our budget. And then we just go and we go to the grocery, buy food and cook it and have a good time.
Yeah,
and
so like students would be like members of the club.
Someone paid for.
Come and help cook and.
Yeah, someone paid for.
The fun thing, we went to a Vietnamese restaurant to share the Vietnamese food because it's like 2 hours away.
And they paid for it.
Yeah,
everything
the school
was paid
for it. So it was really a lot of fun.
And the other club that we was involved heavily with was Multicultural Club, which is very freshly started too when we were there. You got started when we were there with a few friends. They did it. And same thing, same deal with that club. So we had some sort of multicultural events where, say, there was a potluck. Was like
the potluck was the best.
Semester, or I don't remember.
Every semester
we had like potluck. A big, it's like members. That club had members from different backgrounds, right?
It's like all the international students every year who came. So like he was a 4-year, but there was a lot that just came for 1 year. So every time a new group came, we would automatically be like, okay, you have to join the multicultural club with us.
Yeah, and then they cooked sort of like a dish or two from their country, and then we shared with the entire student body, whoever.
It was even open to the public.
Even the public would come. Professors came.
And there was music.
Yeah, it was fun. It's always been a highlight of a club. And then we went to like different city, Boston, to go to the museum. And again, it's all paid for. So if you have the opportunity to join the clubs, or even better, start it yourself. If it's not around,
whatever you want, you can do it.
Fun. Yeah.
So that was pretty fun. We had some good friends.
Yeah, but don't slack off in school. That's what I did, and it was not good.
We skipped class, be like, oh, it's 8 o'clock, I don't want to go. Just shut the alarm and go to sleep.
And for me, stuff was I was comfortable with some of the classes that I was taking, my core classes in math, so then I didn't put out as much effort as I should have put in there, and it really showed when I got to my master's degree, which was a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, so that's a good segue into the masters. So undergrad was a lot of fun. We made a lot of friends, had a lot of great memories. It was like a big 4 years of hanging out. Yeah, it was so good. And then senior year, you had to apply for some grad schools.
Because as I said, I knew that I was gonna have to go to get an advanced degree. Because,
and we got married.
Yes.
We got married before senior year.
Yeah, the summer before.
Yeah.
So then, beginning of senior year, I started looking into programs for mathematical finance, and I started applying winter break, which is kind of late when I think about it. I had to take the GRE before, and I didn't really study very well for it either. I think I studied only 2 nights before the exam. You're supposed to do like 6 months or something. I did not prepare very well, so I just went and winged it anyway. The score was alright. I mean, I still got to the school, so I guess it was alright. So I applied to 7 or 8 different programs altogether. I got back 5 acceptance. Various things, some accepted and make me like, okay, you're a little bit shaky in this subject, so you have to take some supplemental courses before the program started. And some gave me scholarship, small piece.
And these are all in this area where we're in now.
Yeah, so I applied all New York and New Jersey area. So then I decided to go with Rutgers, which is our school now here.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's a nice school.
Rutgers Business School.
So then that summer, after we graduated, we moved out here.
Oh my goodness, that's a whole nother story for a different story time. We'll tell about our experience moving. That was crazy.
Something. So then I came down and started my program. We had like a month-long orientation. So long. Because people coming into this program with different backgrounds, like I was math background, some people had just like economics background, some people had computer science, so it's all over the place. So in finance, you need to know on 3 areas. You need to know some math, you need to know some computer science, and you need to know the financial market. So then, people like me who just study math, pure math, at that was severe lacking computer science and severe lacking, financial.
Coding.
financial market understanding. So then the long orientation was supposed to bridge the gap for all of us. So that was nice. On hindsight, I was hating it at the time. So then, as I said, I was lacking in undergrad. So then, when I got to some of the master courses, all of a sudden I realized that I didn't remember or I guess understanding some of these concepts as well as I thought I would have. So then it took me a while to catch up. But it was not as in general it's not as fun as undergrad, because it is
so sad, so long.
Yeah, especially in my field, it was more career driven. So everyone was in it, and then the first week basically they were saying like you have to look for internship in somewhere between your first year and your second year, otherwise it's going to be very hard to get a full-time job. So that was everyone was doing, tuning up their resume, practicing interview left and right. That's the focus with it. There was not a lot of hanging out or anything like that, and especially for my program, there was a lot of students, like 80% from Chinese students. It's like 10% Indians, and then
you,
and then me, and then there's a couple of European guys. So the group, they stayed together. They stayed very strong together. So it was especially no short of Chinese students, but they tend to. We have good. I still have connection to Chinese a friend, but it was not as fun as undergrad. But internship.
Yeah, internship.
So I started looking very early. Went to a bunch of career fairs to draw up my resume, which had nothing on it.
Pure financial advisor.
Yeah, I did a little bit of part-time job in undergrad. Nothing. And some of my classmate resume, like some of them.
And then fooding club.
Yeah, secretary of food club. Some of my classmates, they had like really impressive resume, like. Some of them took like a couple gap years, so they went to work for these banks, and then they have experience, and they have their papers published in these journals. And it's like my resume is like 1 page, and I was able to fill half a page with random stuff.
English proficiency.
Yeah, it was so bad. But I went to drop it off anyway, shake hands, right? So one of the positions that I was eyeing from the beginning was actually at the company I'm working now, which is Public Service Enterprise Group, which is like a PSEG for short. It's a diversified energy company. So then at one of the career fair at Rutgers Newark here, my now director and my former manager, they came down to talk to students, and I was in line. And before that, I already sent them an email introducing myself. And so I got in line and I went to talk to him, and he said, well, I emailed you prior to this, I don't know if you remember. And he's like, no, I don't remember. Probably he had so many emails.
Yeah.
I know for a fact he had so many emails. So because of my position, I sent him an email afterwards as well. I sent him a bunch of emails. Maybe the guy was annoyed with me, so he's like, you know what, give him interviews so he stopped emailing me. But they gave me an interview during the winter break, which it was not an in-person interview. It was more of a video interview. So they already recorded the question, and they sent the link. Click on the link, register, and then I just recorded myself answering the questions.
Technology.
So I did that, and I remember the first day of my second semester. I had a night class at 6 p.m. I went to class. In there, 6:30, my phone rang in vibration mode, of course.
Don't be a bad student.
So I ran out. I said, strange number. I usually don't pick up strange number, but for some reason I picked that one up. I would have gone to voicemail anyway, but I picked that phone up. I came MSI and went and picked it up, and it was HR from the from the company, and they said, you know what, the manager has decided to go with your application. So congratulations. I'm like, I'm sorry. What did you say? I was like, what did you say? You've been selected, so we'll send you a few links to do background checks and a few other paperwork, and then we'll start you soon. So I get to start there. That was February. That was the end of February 2015. So I was basically interning 20 hours a week and then taking full-time courses all the way up until September of 15, where they they extended the offer to me as a full-time analyst. So I said, no, I'll take it.
So, and they were so nice.
Very nice.
I can't believe how nice this company was for him. Like, I mean, still is even today. He's very happy there. So, like, he was still in his degree program. He didn't even have his diploma yet, and they really wanted him. So,
very
it worked around his schedule and everything.
Still very,
so
still
nice.
very nice. So, for all y'all, try stay out there.
Yeah.
PSEG.
PSEG, great company. So now you have been working there for...
Since counting interns, 2.5 years.
2.5 years, and it's a good,
good
3
place
years to live,
actually,
to work.
Yeah. So
I told him you better not leave. Just stay there.
So yeah. So for those of you who curious, and from what she told me, some of you are curious of what I do. So just a very high level, I do risk management, financial risk management. So basically, my team, we sort of forecast the cash flow that the company is going to be bringing in for the next 3 years, and then every day we have a trading floor where the traders do buy and sell these financial products, and I will consider as a back office guy. So I monitor these, trading. High level trading, right, where company positions are and how the market's been moving for the last, months, for example, or different reality, months or days or weeks, and then deciding on whether, calculate the risk metrics to see whether it's within what the company or the board of director is comfortable with, and then we report on that and we dissect the portfolio into different sections and look at the risks that way. So very high level. So that's what I do on the day in, day out. Very, it's not as technical as it sounds, but
and I just like, okay, something about math.
it's fun. It's not as stressful as some other career in finance. So I like it.
Yeah, so that's good. So that's about it. That's his story. We, like I said in the last video, if you have additional questions, you can put them in the comments below and we can try and answer them at another time. I hope you enjoy this conversation series. It's a little different than our normal videos, but I think it's interesting, right?
Hopefully you guys find it interesting.
Hopefully you like it. So I guess that's where we'll end it for today. So just let us know if there's any other stories you want to hear or questions you have, and we'll try to answer those and make those videos. So just subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye!
Peace.